We welcome you to ACC Network Basketball presented by Food Lion. Our Wednesday night triple header continues from South Bend as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish play host to the NC State Wolfpack. Hey everybody, alongside Malcolm Huckabee, I'm Jay Alter. Malcolm, this NC State team comes into Notre Dame red hot. The Wolfpack have won 4 of their last 4 games, including 3 on the road. What's been their recipe for success?
Well, the play of Jericho Helms really has been a big key for this success as of late. Jericho Helms has turned into a matchup problem for opposing teams. He can set up his teammates for easy opportunities, his ability to knock down shots from beyond the arc, and then he can slash to the hole. He can score at all 3 levels. The thing I like about it, though, Jay, he makes his teammates better. This is going to be a key matchup for Notre Dame tonight, how they match up against Jericho Helms.
And it's been the consistency as well. You take a look at his last 12 games, he's had 10 or more in 11 of them. So for Notre Dame, it's time for our Food Lions food for thought. If the Irish are going to win tonight, who has to step up?
Well, it's going to have to be a team effort, but Prentice Hub is going to have another big night for Notre Dame. He's coming off arguably his best game of the season at Boston College. He put up 28 points, 7 assists, and I think that's a key number. He needs some help. He has the ability to score, we know that, but he's got to get help from his teammates. This is going to be a key matchup for NC State. Can they keep Prentice Hub under control tonight?
He put up great numbers, but it was in a losing effort against Boston College. That's what this team wants to change tonight here at home. First time that Purcell Pavilion is allowing fans, 400 of them in the building. Mike Bray hoping that can make a difference for his team tonight. And there they are. Tickets made available at 1 o'clock today. We were told they sold out in just 8 minutes. All students for this game in South Bend. Irish in white, NC State in red. We are underway in South Bend. Our officials tonight, Brian Dorsey, Brent Hampton, and John Higgins. Prentice Hub in attack mode early, leaves it off for Jawan Durham, who opens the scoring.
Oh, right on cue, NC State, when we spoke with Kevin Keats, he said, look, we must contain, dribble, drive, penetrate. That time, Prentice Hub in the lane early, setting his teammate up.
NC State looks to counter inside with Funderburk, and he hands off to Manny Bates, who answers with a rim rocker of his own.
Great interior passing. That time, unselfish by Funderburk to Manny Bates. And that tandem we're going to talk about has been really good for NC State over the last 8 games.
Now trying to connect there, Funderburk and Bates. And when you take a look at this NC State starting lineup, you mentioned it, Malcolm, the 2 bigs, Bates and Funderburk. When they start together, the Wolfpack are 6-1, including the last 4 wins in a row.
And we spoke with Kevin Keats about this. Obviously, the injury to Devin Daniels has forced a lot of lineup changes as we take a look at Jericho Helms. And again, they have figured it out. You know they're going to pressure you on defense, but the play of Jericho Helms and the bigs, Funderburk and Manny Bates, have really been a nice change for NC State.
Wirtz trying to find Durham, ripped away. Darion Sebron, transition 3, Helms misfires. The Wolfpack track down the offensive rebound. Tried to get at the Bates, great defense to deny. Cormac Ryan with the takeaway. Lob to Durham, he can't gather it and put it in. Both teams running early. Helms darts into the lane, and that one drops. Jericho Helms back-to-back baskets.
He's just playing so good for NC State. That time, in transition, the little step over Euro and the soft touch. He's just become a matchup problem, Jay. Really good in the open court.
Cormac Ryan can't connect from a 3. Cam Hayes, the trailing three, is good. The freshman knocks it down. Cam Hayes, he's a guy who's really come on strong during this 4-game win streak.
Well, early on, you can see NC State, they're going to always pressure you, but their transition game early, they're getting out and running and getting into their fast break offense, and they're getting some pretty good looks.
Wolfpack on a 9-0 run. Hub trying to change that. Leschewski attacks the offensive glass. Cormac Ryan can't get it to go. Ryan again misses. 2 missed layups from Ryan on that possession. That's not DJ Funderburg's shot. Just 1 for 11 on 3 coming into this game, and he misses there.
And that's the one area where he really has struggled. Everything else in between the arc, definitely good, but from beyond the arc, he's definitely struggles.
Durham has all 4 for the Irish so far. Hayes drills the runner in the lane. Cam Hayes feeling confident early. And Prentice Hub called for an offensive foul. A tough start for Notre Dame at home. NC State up 7 early. ACC Network Basketball is presented by Food Lion, the official grocer of the ACC. State leading early 11-4 here in South Bend. Coming up next on the ACC Network, our triple header continues with number 11 Florida State taking on Boston College right here on the ACC Network. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you for the first time this season at Purcell Pavilion here on Notre Dame's campus. Fans are welcome. 400 tickets made available to students at 1 o'clock. It's sold out in just 8 minutes.
And what a sight that is right there. It's just so fun to see. Obviously, it's a smaller number, but having fans back in there and the students obviously on a Wednesday night, what other better way to celebrate than being in the arena cheering on your team?
NC State in an offensive groove early. Although that miss from Funderburg keeps it at a 7-point game. This is a team that is believing in themselves. They were 8-9 just 4 games ago without their leading scorer. Actually, both starters in the backcourt have been ruled out for the season for the Wolfpack, and yet they are believing in themselves. They're playing their best basketball of the year at the right time. Shot clock didn't reset. Hub has to put it up, and it rattles in. Prentice Hub trying to get the Irish going.
Well, it wasn't pretty. But at the end, the result is what you're looking for, and they were able to score. It certainly was not one of their prettiest offensive possessions.
Great defense. Nate Leschewski swats it away. Here's Hub, dangerous in transition, and he draws the foul. Now there's Mike Bray in year number 21 with Notre Dame, and we talked to him earlier today, Malcolm. He told us that he feels like this team has improved over the course of the year. The problem is it hasn't resulted in the necessary wins that they're accustomed to.
Yeah, obviously this year has been a inconsistent year. I guess that's the best way to sum it up, and certainly it's not for a lack of his ability to coach. You look at the resume, it speaks for itself. Not too long ago, they were in the Elite Eight. I think it's this right here, though, of the consistent play. And he told us early on what's been plaguing them is they've had turnovers early in games. Not necessary overall. Their overall numbers look pretty good, assist to turnover, but early in games felt like they just dug themselves a hole. And and at times really unable to get out of it. And a big reason why is turnovers.
Cam Hayes pull-up three off the mark. Well, that's the thing, Malcolm. If you look at this Notre Dame team on paper, there's no way they should be 6-10, and yet the good players they have, the good numbers they consistently put up, have not resulted in wins this season. Here's Jericho Helms. And he's called for a travel. And Kevin Keats continues to do a tremendous job with the Wolfpack. I think you talk to coaches around the league and they are amazed what he has done since losing Devin Daniels and Thomas Allen. That's 24 points per game that this Wolfpack team is missing, and yet they're 4-0 in their last 4 games. 3 of those wins coming on the road in the ACC.
And Mike Bray, when we talked to him, he said, look, you can make the argument that Kevin Keats is the coach of the year based on some of the things that they've done. Early on, they lose their best player, Devin Daniels. Then they also lose another key player. And, here they are on a 4-game win streak. And, you have to credit some of the adjustments that he has made. And, again, another guy, 3 straight seasons with 20-plus wins.
Goodwin loses the handle. Those are the early turnovers Mike Bray was talking about. Shaquille Moore got the steal, but denied at the rim. Transition 3, Hub ties it at 11. Prentice Hub heating up.
All set up by Nate Laszewski. And when we spoke with Mike Bray, he said, look, yes, his offensive numbers have been improved, and he's a guy that's going to be in contention for most improved player. But he said, look, watch him defensively. He does a great job on help side defense. Laszewski getting it done early defensively, though, for Notre Dame.
Braxton Beverly puts up the first points in the last 3 minutes for NC State. Snaps a 7-0 Irish run. Prentice Hub will head to the line.
And Jay, this right here, again, this is help side defense by Laszewski. And, Mike Bray pointed out, he said, look, he does a great job in team defense. His block led to this Prentice Hub 3. And just a great job in terms of showing how he has transformed himself, not only offensively, but also defensively. Just continue to get better under Mike Bray.
Hub, a 74% foul shooter, makes 1 of 2. Here's Vanderberg, has the size advantage inside, trying to take advantage of it. And now it's Manny Bates' turn in the post. Backing down Laszewski. That's a great post move by Manny Bates for 2.
And even better patience by North Carolina State. I was just about ready to say it. The last few possessions, get your big some touches, be patient, and then go to where your advantage is inside. And that's what Kevin Keats talked about, the change with Devin Daniels going down with the knee injury. He said we've become a more paint-oriented team as opposed to prior we were more perimeter-oriented.
Beverly for 3. Can't connect. Here's Prentice Hub. He has 6 of the Irish's last 8. Hub in attack mode, draws the foul. It's on the floor. And NC State leading by 3. Manny Bates, the sophomore, a force on both ends of the floor. And the Wolfpack rolling early. Week from tonight, all eyes will be on the ACC tournament in Greensboro, and that means you need to check out the ACC Championship Hub for everything you need to know about the men's and women's ACC tournaments, accessible from the ACC mobile app or accchamphub.com. The only hub that Notre Dame cares about is Prentice Hub. He has 6 of the Irish's last 8. They're back to within 3 after getting down 7 early. Dane Goodwin into the game, falling away, misses that short.
Jay, let's see if NC State goes back down low to Bates and or Funderburk and get them some paint touches. I think that's going to be their best offensive strategy in this game against Notre Dame.
Well, 5 of the 7 Wolfpack field goals have come inside the paint. And this is a team that has played a lot better with those 2 on the floor. What makes them so difficult to guard with those 2 guys in, Malcolm?
Well, obviously now it switches teams to guard Funderburk at the 4 position, and that right there is not what you want to see if you're NC State. Excellent defense by Cormac Ryan. Now, yeah, Bates has got to understand, look, you have a smaller player on you, no need to lower your shoulder. You have to get post position a little bit deeper, but certainly nice job by Ryan that time coming up with the charge.
7-inch height advantage for Bates on Ryan, so certainly a good matchup for NC State, but great defense by Ryan. Five fouls already called against NC State. That's the latest one on the freshman Darion Sebron, his second.
Watch NC State, they will switch ball screens and also pin downs.
Hub misfires from 3. Notre Dame 1 for 6 from outside. No points in the last 2 minutes. And the Wolfpack struggling from 3 as well. Both teams 1 for 6. Works, takes it inside, swatted away by the ACC leading block getter Manny Bates with the rejection.
Jay, I just love what he does too. He keeps the ball in play, could have easily punched that out of bounds, blocks it, and then also regains possession for his team.
Helms pulls the trigger and buries it. Jared Cole Helms with a much-needed 3. NC State turns up the pressure after a made basket. Beautifully broken. And Durham there to flush it home.
Pinpoint passing. That's how you break the pressure of NC State. Can't dribble through it. Got to have some good passes that time. Nice post-entry pass as well, too.
Helms, same spot. This time it rattles out. Goodwin lines up a 3 off the mark. Offensive rebound back to Goodwin. This time he gives it off to Hub. Finally, Cormac Ryan pulls the trigger and he hits it.
Well, Jay, early on, offensive rebounding has been a problem for NC State. Right now, Notre Dame has 6 offensive rebounds, and NC State's got to do a better job. They're defending the 3-point line, but then they're not cleaning up the defensive glass off of misses.
Great take from the freshman Cam Hayes. He has 7 points early. Playing a lot more minutes with the starting backcourt out for the season. Goodwin answers with the basket plus the foul.
Well, they continue to break down the NC State pressure with passes. They're passing over the top, and that time, nice little give and go and concentration on point. This is a beautiful finish by Goodwin. And 1. And you can't break pressure any better. Ball's barely touching the ground with the dribble. They're throwing over the top, and then they're making the extra pass to cutters.
And with 8:41 still left in this first half, Notre Dame will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. NC State already in the bonus on the next foul. Hayes, step back jumper. It's good. Cam Hayes brought his shooting stroke tonight. He already has 9 points to lead the Wolfpack.
And they're daring him. Right now, Notre Dame has switched up their D. They're going to a 2-3 matchup zone, so they're really trying to force everything to go from the perimeter.
Leszewski muscles his way to the rim. He missed it. Hub keeps it alive, but Helms rips it away. Hayes lost for Bates. Just couldn't get the handle. Too fast in transition, and Notre Dame can break the other way. Leszewski, this time it goes. Nate Leszewski showing some patience inside to make it a 1-point game.
Well, it's just amazing the progression that he has made. Last year, 7 points per game. Doubled his average, and that time showing off the improved strength, able to finish through some contact.
Grabs the rebound there. Jogo in transition. Cormac Ryan can't clean up the spill. 4 or 5 missed layups for the Irish early. Kick out, Beverly, quick trigger, it's good! Braxton Beverly, dangerous from deep, and he shows why there.
And when we spoke with Kevin Keats about DJ Funderburk, he said, look, he's so unselfish. That time, the perfect read, got the ball at the high post. Nice little diagonal pass to Braxton Beverly, who buried a 3. Excellent offense by NC State.
Leszewski had the height advantage on Beverly, can't finish. Inside Manny Bates, backing down Leszewski, contact no call. And then a foul on the floor called against Jogo. Oh, Braxton Beverly and the Wolfpack controlling a 4-point lead. It's March. When we come back, some blind resumes coming at you. .6:21 left in the first half. NC State leading Notre Dame by 4. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you. Well, March is here, Huck, and I'm going to have you put on your bracketologist hat for a second. Play the role of Joe Lunardi. I prepared some ACC blind resumes. Lots of ACC teams on the bubble. You see net rank, strength of schedule, and then quad 1 wins, which the committee has really favored the last couple of years. What stands out to you?
It stands out that they got a really difficult job. I mean, listen, every year we talk about this, and somebody always gets slighted, and teams that think they have a better resume. But I think this year, nothing normal about it. A lot of these wins, a lot of these losses sometimes are not at full strength. And I'm going to go, though, with this list right here. Give me number 5. I'd love to see what these teams, the names behind these ACC teams.
Okay, let's reveal. I would go 4. So if you have 5, you've got 4. All right. So Georgia Tech was 4. Big win against Duke last night. Roy Williams in North Carolina, team 5. Syracuse still searching for a quad 1 win. And then NC State, it's funny that we put them on with their 4-game winning streak, including a quad 1 win on the road against Virginia. I think they have played their way into the bubble again, headed into Greensboro.
It's just food for thought. I mean, really, they're part of that discussion as you look at just the resumes. Certainly can't argue that they can certainly make an argument for being in the discussion of being a team that's on the bubble.
Kevin Keats telling us today it's so tough with strength of schedule because for his team in the non-conference, they had 2 big-time resume opportunities canceled on them at Michigan in a neutral site game against Connecticut. 2 potential tournament teams, and without those opportunities, who knows what could have happened. If you beat Michigan and add a Michigan win to this NC State resume, it's a completely different team.
And here we are.
The leg of Trey Wirtz.
An important game. This is, again, we talk about March, a team like NC State. I think even more so this year for teams like NC State, Duke, North Carolina, the ACC tournament is so important. And again, with everything going on, obviously nothing is guaranteed with this year's March Madness.
Yep, and as it stands for the Wolfpack, this would be their final game of the regular season. Earlier today, their game against Virginia Tech, supposed to take place on Saturday, was canceled. This could very well be it before the Wolfpack head into the ACC tournament. With 5 minutes left in this first half, they've built a 5-point lead.
Well, that time right there, missed opportunity. Funderburk had great post position. Good post-entry pass, just was unable to get the jump hook to go down. But I like what NC State's doing in these last few possessions. They're trying to get the ball inside and give their bigs touches.
Inside to Juwan Durham. Backing down Funderburk, now fades away and can't connect. Moore, pull-up pop, and he hits it. The freshman Shaquille Moore buries the three in transition, and it's an 8-point Wolfpack lead. Offensive foul going the other way. Wave off the Cormac. Ryan made three.
And Jay, the transition threes for NC State have been timely. That time, poor communication by Notre Dame. Shaquille Moore ducks behind a little rub screen in transition, and they continue to push when they get misses and get some early offense before the Notre Dame D can get set up.
A Wolfpack team in search of their 4th road win in their last 5 games on a 4-game win streak. And this is a team believing. The freshman Moore attacks the rack again. Largest lead of the game at 10. Cormac Ryan quickly the other way. He misses it. Second effort blocked from behind. Moore thought about pulling the trigger again from 3 in transition. Funderburk is fires. And that's a travel. NC State on a 7-0 run, largest lead of the night at 10. Saturday, we'll have the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament semifinals right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. The first game starts at noon Eastern, and then the championship game is on Sunday over on ESPN2. Here at Purcell Pavilion, Notre Dame knows a thing or two about winning women's basketball tournament championships in the ACC, 4 of them between 2014 and 2017. Right now, the men's team struggling against NC State, down by 10. Cam Hayes wide open for 3. That trickles around but does not drop.
Well, it was a beautiful set play. Another good opportunity off of some great action by NC State.
Goodwin rejected. This Notre Dame team has missed 10 layups and has turned the ball over 7 times. That is not a winning recipe.
And I think it's been the missed opportunities. They've missed a bunch of layups.
That one rattles home for Dane Goodwin. Much needed 3 from the junior.
And Kevin Keats not happy. He knew coming into this game against Notre Dame, look, you have to defend the 3-point line. You have to be there on the catch.
Sebron battling inside, throws it up, and it falls for the freshman Darion Sebron.
Well, you don't get extra points for degree of difficulty, but if there was such a thing, he definitely would get some extra points for that. I'm not sure he was looking at the rim when he threw that one up.
Nate Laszewski buries a triple.
And Kevin Keats is ready to go off on the bench there again. Laszewski, you cannot give him that much airspace.
Helms answers. Cormac Ryan has a step and draws the foul. And coming up on the State Farm halftime report, Packer and Durham will talk who are the front runners for ACC Player of the Year, and we'll give you a breakdown of this first half. Malcolm, I'll ask you, who are a couple of the candidates you're considering? You have a vote for ACC Player of the Year.
I mean, it's so difficult this year. I would say, you know, right now I'm leaning towards Keve Aluma. Obviously, you got Carleek Jones at Louisville, but for me right now, if I look at as a whole and what he means to their team, I would say Keve Aluma is the front runner. And remember, Jay, we had a game of Virginia at Virginia Tech, and Keve Aluma was the best player on the court at that time. And, you know, certainly I think be hard to go against him right now.
So many great candidates. Can't wait to see how it shakes out. NC State lead cut to 6. 1 minute left in this first half. Manny Bates calling for the ball. Sebron takes it himself. Darion Sebron attacking and scoring, plus the foul.
Beautiful move by Sebron, all set up by excellent spacing. Might have gotten away with a little hook right there, but nonetheless, referee giving him the and one, and it's another strong move and finish by Sebron.
20 points from the talented freshman class of this first half. Sebron, Moore, and Cam Hayes accounting for half of NC State scoring. Trey Wirtz goes baseline, loses the handle. It'll stay Notre Dame's way, though. 14 seconds left on the shot clock and 31.6 left of this first half. Notre Dame takes a timeout. We'll step aside as well. Now, Mike Bray's team in this first half has missed 10 layups. They have committed 7 turnovers, and yet they're only trailing by 8 and have an opportunity underneath the basket to cut it to a 2-possession game.
And I think that's a great point, Jay. They're only down 8 now. It feels like they're down double digits, but they're still within striking distance, regardless of some of the missed opportunities early.
Trey Wirtz takes it himself. No, passes off to Goodwin, who beat the buzzer but could not come up with the make. Now the shot clock is off. And Kevin Keats will take his use it or lose it timeout to draw something up with 11.4 to go. Gives us an opportunity to tell you about our watch party we're having on Saturday right here on ACC Networks, 6 o'clock Eastern time. This is awesome. Right here, Duke and North Carolina obviously playing. We've got a former Blue Devil, a former Tar Heel, Carlos Boozer, Vince Carter. They're going to be hanging out in our ACC Network studio, sharing stories and reacting to the game. Great idea. Kind of that mega cast concept that you'll see during the college football playoffs, and it's coming to the ACC Network this Saturday at 6.
And Jay, just to play off that point there, I think it's hard to argue that there's a better rivalry in all of sports, not just college sports, but all of sports in that Duke-North Carolina rivalry.
And with both teams on the bubble, this is a big one. 5 seconds left in this first half. Moore in attack mode. It rims out. Hubble heave it from half court. And Notre Dame will head into the locker room trailing by 8. Malcolm, first half thought.
inconsistent for Notre Dame, but they're still within striking distance for NC State. They took care of business. They go into the half with the 8-point lead.
Well, NC State rode in, riding a 4-game win streak, came into Purcell Pavilion shooting 55% from the floor in that first half, and a well-deserved 8-point lead on the road. Wolfpack 40, Irish 32 at the break. This halftime report is presented by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. This halftime report is presented by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. NC State with 22 points in the paint, and that has been the difference. The Wolfpack controlling an 8-point lead at the break, 40-32. It feels like more, though. NC State shooting 55% from the field. Notre Dame only 35%. The Irish missing 10 layups in that first half. And NC State leading by 8. We'll be back with the second half. This has been the State Farm Halftime Report. We welcome you back to ACC Network Basketball, presented by Food Lion. Second half about to begin. NC State in the driver's seat, leading by 8, Malcolm, and it's because of Jericho Hellam setting the tone.
Well, he continues to play outstanding for NC State, and it's not just the points. He's also rebounding and defensively. I think that was the big key when Devin Daniels went down, arguably their best on-ball defender. He's also stepped up defensively, Jericho Helms, doing a little bit of everything for NC State.
NC State missing their starting backcourt, who is out for the remainder of the season. And yet, on a 4-game win streak, 3 of those wins coming on the road, and they're looking for another win here. If they play like they did in the first half, they will get it. Built an 8-point lead, 22 of the 40 points coming in the paint. Here's Helms, pulls up from 3, rattles in and out, no good. Offensive rebound pulled down by the Wolfpack, and a foul called as well. Nate Laszewski called for the foul. That's his second. Now Funderburk and Manny Bates at 6'10" and 6'11", they are a load inside to deal with.
And because of the injuries, it's now, I won't say forced, but it's made NC State change up how they play, and a lot more paint-oriented in terms of getting their bigs involved in the offense, trying to get them touches down low as opposed to starting off on the perimeter.
Laszewski calling for it, goes with the drive, that rims out. Now 11 missed layups for Notre Dame in this game. And those are the ones that'll keep Mike Bray up at night.
And Mike Bray looking at the ref saying, look, there's a lot of contact on Laszewski now. Again, like to take another look at it. It looked like there was a hand on the back right there. Now, that's pretty good D by Funderburk. After the initial contact, he went straight up, and can't argue with the no call after the second look.
And now Cam Hayes at the line. Freshman point guard has been terrific in the last 2.5 games, including this first half. 0 turnovers for the freshman. That is a huge key to NC State's winning ways, Kevin Keats told us, and the maturity and the growth Cam Hayes has shown this season.
Yeah, and that's certainly something, the number of that he's been looking at, but Nate Laszewski continues to make that argument very strong for most improved player in the ACC. That's an NBA 3 right there, and another breakdown by NC State. Again, pick and pop situations, you have to be there on the catch with Leshevsky. If not, he is going to make you pay. Excellent offense by Notre Dame.
Sebron tries to clean up the spill, can't get that to go. 2-possession game, 2 minutes into the second half here in South Bend. Leshevsky trailing 3, rims out, his first miss from deep tonight.
And that's a break for NC State. Another missed communication again in transition, trailing. Leshevsky had another clean look.
Sebron open for 3, and he makes Notre Dame pay. Goodwin puts it on the deck, spins in the lane. Off to Durham, who clangs one off the glass. Foul on the floor.
And Jay, they continue to live with Sebron trying to shoot balls from on the arc. Right here, though, beautiful swing. The help is late. Excuse me, the closeout is late on Leshevsky, and he's got a quick release.
Into Goodwin, who just lost his footing. Notre Dame keeps possession, though. Here's Hub in attack mode. Rejected by Manny Bates, the ultimate eraser in the ACC. Tried to get it up ahead to Funderburk, and it's poked away by Trey Wirtz. Bates again, great interior defense to deny Matt Zona.
And Jay, what makes Bates so special for me, his ability to block shots and then regain possession for his team. So often you'll see guys punch it into the stands. Yeah, it looks good for SportsCenter, but your team doesn't gain possession. He does a great job, one of the best in college, at blocking shots and keeping the ball in play.
Two seconds left on the timer, and Zona is fouled. The freshman Matt Zona into the game and heads to the foul line.
Zona getting some early run for Notre Dame.
Could definitely help them inside with the length of Funderburk and Bates, as we remind you. Friday, 5:30 Eastern Time. Bald men not on campus. Jay Billis, LaFonso Ellis, Seth Greenberg tell you what you need to know about the games coming up on Friday and Saturday as the ACC regular season comes to a close. Beautiful fadeaway jumper. Jericho Helms. He has looked terrific in the last 10 games of this season.
Well, Jay, he's just a matchup problem. And this is why he is such a difficult matchup. You put a smaller player on him, he's going to take him down low in the post. Beautiful turnaround. That is a big-time move. And then we've talked about his numbers at the open. Over 40% from the three-point line as well, too. So, again, really difficult to handle. Put a bigger guy on him. He's got the ability to handle, put it on the floor. And that time he showed off the post moves with the smaller player on him.
The NC State lead is back to 10. Hub, step back 3. Misfires. Moore tries a triple. He's off the mark. Manny Bates there to scoop it up and slam it home. Irish without a basket in the last 3 minutes. 0 for their last 5. And NC State's got their largest lead of the game, up to 12. Trey Wertz trying to change that, and he does. Swished it home to make it a 9-point game. But NC State, the Road Warriors, they've won 4 in a row on the road, trying to make it 5, up by 9. If you haven't done so already, download the ACC 3-Point Challenge app presented by New York Life to help benefit the local Boys and Girls Club. If you've got your phone on you right now, just hold it up to the screen and get that QR code captured in your camera. It'll take you right to where you need to go to help benefit the local Boys and Girls Club. They will receive a donation from New York Life based on their affiliated ACC team's final ranking during the ACC tournament, which we cannot wait for. It's going to be here before we know it. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you. Just a testament to all the programs to play as many regular season games as they have in ACC play, and all things look good headed into Greensboro.
Certainly could not have said that. At the beginning of this season, a lot of question marks, a lot of doubt, and credit to all these teams and also programs making sacrifices in order for this to happen.
The NC State freshmen stay red hot. This time it's Shaquille Moore who drills a 3. NC State back to their largest lead of the game. Kevin Keats' club up by 12 as we step aside again. Jericho Helms has 13. NC State leading by 12 on the road in South Bend. Malcolm, what makes Helms so dangerous right now?
Well, he can score at all 3 levels. Right here, showing off the crossover pull-up. He has the ability and size to go down low and finish through contact. Jay, he has been playing the most consistent for NC State right here, the turnaround jumper. But I've been impressed, too, and we're going to get into this a little bit later. The freshmen for NC State, they also have been giving great production to Kevin Keats in this game on the road versus Notre Dame.
26 points from that freshman class of Sebron, Hayes, and Moore. There was a lot of hype coming into the year, and now with Devin Daniels and Thomas Allen making room in the backcourt, they have come in and played terrific during this win streak.
Beautiful block. Again, Funderburk and also Bates do a great job keeping the ball in play, gaining possession for their team. Again, he could have easily punched that out of bounds, kept it alive for his team, heads up play. And, both those guys, Jay, that's something that, not too often you see. A lot of times you'll see blocks. Guys don't retain possession. Funderburk and also Bates do a great job of doing that for their teams.
Bates with a big smile. Funderburk as well. 8 blocks for NC State tonight. That is a season high already, and we still have 14-15 to go in the second half. And an offensive foul is called. Notre Dame starting to melt. Largest lead of the game. Wolfpack up by 14, and they've got the ball too.
Yeah, not a good one by Durham that time. Mike Bray put his head down immediately. That's an easy call for the refs to make, moving screen right in front of the ref.
Great pass. Helms left open. Can't connect. Tapped out to Shaquille Moore. Beverly wide open for 3. He's got it! Braxton Beverly gives NC State a 17-point lead.
Beverly gets credit, but that's all set up. Shaquille Moore, unselfish, extra pass.
Dane Goodwin stops an 8-0 run. Much needed basket from the Irish. Beverly, heat check. And that time, nothing but air.
Well, Jay, you talked about the growth of these freshmen right here. Nice little slip of the screen, but then this right here, unselfish play by Shaquille Moore. I think that shows the progress that he has made, making the correct reads in games, setting his teammates up for some pretty good looks.
Here's Prentice Hub straight to the rim. Another missed layup. That's now 12 missed layups for Notre Dame in this game. And it is killing them. Works on the drive. That's blocked, but a goaltend is called. Funderburk not going to get away with that one.
Gave a little smile to the ref. That's certainly an easy one for them to make. Nice drive by Wirtz. And one of the things Kevin Keats talked about, yes, our team has been getting a lot of blocks, but sometimes he's not happy with all those blocks because that means that his guards are giving up too much dribble penetration. But certainly a nice luxury to have of the eraser like Manny Bates and also Funderburk.
Cashes in on the offensive end. And NC State can turn up their full court pressure. Hub left open in the corner. He hits the three. Back to a 12-point game after the Prentice Hub triple. Notre Dame needs a stop. Sebron draws the foul. NC State leading by 12. Our under 12 media timeout here in South Bend. We'll be back on the ACC Network. I've got a question. Who let this kid in? He's got a Notre Dame student-issued mask. There were only 400 students allowed in Purcell Pavilion for the first time all season. They sold out in 8 minutes. He's not going to turn around for me, but he's got a big old Wolfpack sweatshirt on. Sold out in 8 minutes, and you're telling me an NC State fan's one of the 400 students? Come on.
Come on, man. It was too comfortable for him walking up in there. They need to make it a little bit more uncomfortable for that guy to walk in here with the NC State sweatshirt on.
Well, he has to be happy with how his Wolfpack have played so far. Durham misses their 12-point lead by NC State on the road. They're on the verge of a 5th straight victory. They're making it look too easy right now as Cam Hayes gets it off the glass and in.
I think that might have been Sebron on that last layup. And nonetheless, Jay, you can tell why they're so excited about this freshman class. The growth that they have shown from day one to now, obviously under very difficult circumstances with the pandemic, not as much practice time, some of the interruptions. But you can see the talent is there, but I've been impressed with the decision making. They're doing a nice job at knowing when to go, and then defensively they continue to buy into the NC State way, which is pressure and try to create some turnovers.
Inside to Manny Bates. Tight pass knocked out of bounds with 3 seconds to go. Sebron and Hayes, the two freshmen, they have to go to the same barber. I mean, look at the hair, it's identical. But you're right, it was Sebron on that last basket. But these freshmen have played terrific down the stretch. Big reason why this team's on a 4-game win streak, potentially 5-game win streak. They can close this 14-point lead out. Great pass, Jogo left open. Those are the ones you have to make if you're Notre Dame. That one misses.
You can't ask for a better look that time. Beautiful cross court, off a nice dribble drive, and he was wide open.
This is Hayes. Step back jumper is pure. Cam Hayes adding to what is a terrific night for these three freshmen on the road in South Bend. Attacking the rack, counted, plus the foul for Nikola Jogo.
Well, that's how you attack a shot blocker. Do not shy away. Go right into his chest. Take contact and finish. Well, then right here, the freshman, beautiful step back, pull up, form on point, and that's another big-time bucket.
Beverly on the drive, draws the foul.
And Jay, one of the things Kevin Keats talked about, the progression of the freshman guards, it's allowed him to move Braxton Beverly off the ball because now they're able to handle the point guard duties, and it just allows him to defend and then also be able to play the two guard spot, which he's more natural at doing.
Notre Dame comes up with a much-needed stop. Still 9 minutes to go. Irish trailing by 14. Need to string together a couple of stops and a couple of baskets. Prentice Hub off his foot. That won't help. Here's Cam Hayes on a run out to Sebron. The freshman connection's been rolling all night. And another bucket there. It's all Wolfpack.
Well, one of the issues that Mike Bray talked about, handling NC State's pressure.
Much needed three there. Every time NC State starts to pull away from the station, Mike Bray's team gets the bucket they need to keep it within some sort of distance. It's interesting. That's the second time Mike Bray's taken a timeout after a made basket. Now one timeout remaining for the Irish. Usually coaches like to ride that momentum, Malcolm.
Yeah, I think he's more talking about the defense. Again, that has not offensively, look, they scored 90 points against Boston College, so they've been pretty good when they don't turn the ball over offensively. Defensively, they got to figure it out. Right now, NC State getting some high-quality looks. It's been a little bit too easy at times in this game, so I think he wants to set up his D. And then offensively, it all starts with them breaking pressure of NC State. When they've broken pressure and not turned the ball over, they've gotten some good looks. I think, though, the problematic has been when they've turned it over, it's allowed NC State to get some easy opportunities in transition.
In Mike Bray's 21-year tenure with the Irish, hallmark is usually, the defense is usually the hallmark of his tenure, really. Why is this team struggling defensively?
Well, again, it's hard to pinpoint. Again, I think the inconsistency really has hurt them, but, I think also, too, the turnovers. Again, obviously, he said early on, if you look at our overall numbers, we're pretty good assist to turnover. But in the first half, early second half, they've had issues turning the ball over, and I think that's a part of the issue as well, too.
Cam Hayes cannot be stopped. He leads the Wolfpack with 15 after that three. Durham's second effort, another missed layup. That's the story of the game for the Irish. Up to 15 missed layups, and NC State gets a layup the other way with Sebron. Durham spins on Bates, and that time the layup is made.
Well, that's a beautiful spin move and then reverse pivot to finish over the shot blocker, Manny Bates.
7 minutes to go. NC State 7 minutes away from a 5-game win streak. It's a season high 38 points from this talented Wolfpack freshman class tonight.
Well, they've been getting it done on both ends right there. Nice little floater in the lane. Their reads, they've done a nice job sharing the ball, but when they've had their opportunities, they have finished. It's been impressive all around by all three freshmen. And Jay, I think another key number for all three of these guys, only a combined 3 turnovers amongst the 3 freshmen. I think that is huge for them. And Kevin Keats has talked about it. Their growth really has been a big key for this winning streak that they're on.
Hayes and Sebron leading scorers at 15. Shaq Moore is added 8. And Kevin Keats told us, with their starting backcourt missing, Devin Daniels and Thomas Allen, that's 24 points a game out of the starting lineup, and boom, it's provided these freshmen to really grow up on the offensive end. And the future extremely bright for this Wolfpack team, but their present is pretty bright too. 6 minutes and 30 seconds away from a 5-game win streak. As it stands, this would be the final regular season game for the Wolfpack before the ACC tournament. Their game against Virginia Tech canceled earlier today. And they're going in with a lot of confidence. Hammering it home. Darion Sebron delivers again.
Manny Bates with a beautiful assist off the double team. Excellent read. And they just continue to share the ball. Unselfish play all around.
It's now 40 points for this freshman class. And this is a team you do not want to see in Greensboro, Malcolm.
Well, again, they're playing as good as anybody in the ACC right now to close the season out, which is likely their last regular season game.
Helms can't hit it. And you just think about where this team was a couple of weeks ago. 8 wins, 9 losses, 4-8 in the ACC. They had just lost their leading scorer, Devin Daniels, for the season with a torn ACL. And yet Kevin Keats brought this team together and made them believe. Mike Bray even said it. You watch them game in and game out. This is a team that truly believes that they're playing their best basketball right now, and their season is very much alive in March. Heat check from Cam Hayes. Why not? A career night for this freshman class, and Hayes adds another 3.
And that one was beyond NBA range right there. Again, ducking behind the screen, no help by Notre Dame, and he makes them pay again. Well, this right here, Jay, set up Manny Bates, read, and the finish by the freshman. And then right here, nice little dribble handoff. Help is late, and that was a deep 3. This freshman unit continues to play well for Kevin Keats in NC State.
And obviously the Wolfpack wished that Devin Daniels and Thomas Allen did not get injured and were still available for this team, because it would add a lot of depth. But because of their absences, it's given the playing time and the minutes to see this freshman class grow, and now you're paying dividends on the road with a ton of belief, now up by 74-57, on the verge of a 5th straight victory in the ACC. 4 of those have come on the road. Yes, it's not the sold-out road games that you're used to seeing in the ACC, but it's still tough to come into someone's arena in league play and come away with a win.
Well, Jay, can't say any more than that right here. And Notre Dame, though, again, 358. They still continue to play hard, but it's just been that type of night. Missed opportunities. They've had some good looks going back to the first half. They just missed a lot of layups.
15 missed layups. NC State up big. ACC Network Basketball is presented by Food Lion, the official grocer of the ACC. ACC tournament is less than a week away, and NC State tied for the hottest team in the conference with Georgia Tech. This is the bracket. If the season ended right now, this second, the Wolfpack would be in that first round against Miami. You actually have to like that path if you're NC State, because they have beaten both North Carolina and Virginia during the regular season.
Jay, more than ever this year for the ACC, you look at these teams in that middle line there, and you know, the ACC tournament is crucial for a lot of these teams on the bubble or in the discussion as NC State continues to shred this Notre Dame defense. Beautiful pass by Braxton Beverly, but no doubt, Jay, the ACC tournament is going to play a crucial role for a lot of teams determining whether or not they're in the dance. And this right here, Beverly, beautiful dime, help is late, and Funderburk with the finish.
NC State feeling it right now, although a missed layup right on cue. 19-point lead, though. Wirtz cuts it to 17, 3 minutes to go. Malcolm, it's really difficult to win 5 games in league play, but to do it headed into the ACC tournament, you could not feel better if you're this Wolfpack team right now.
Well, it's, you know, what they lost as well, too. Devin Daniels, arguably a guy that could have been in the discussion for first team All-ACC. He goes down, your best player, and then you lose another backcourt player as Notre Dame starts to heat up a little bit, 2:29 to go, and you know, your freshman unit steps up. But you know, for me, I think the big switch, having Funderburk and also Bates on the court to go along with the improved play of Jericho Helms, really has been one of the better storylines in the ACC to close out the regular season.
NC State already 4 straight ACC road wins for the first time since 1973 and 1974. They close out this game. That'll be 5 straight road wins in the ACC. And the committee really cares about that. I know we showed the blind resumes earlier. The Wolfpack still not in where they need to be with the net ranking, but this season has been crazy from the beginning. It would not surprise me if the Wolfpack continue this run. They'd be really tough to leave out if Kevin Keats' team can make, I think, semifinal or the final in the ACC tournament.
Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of, you know, there's a lot of discussion around a lot of tournament championships. And, you know, teams obviously that already have proven that they're in the field, do they go and play an ACC? Do they go and play a Big Ten tournament and maybe potentially put themselves in jeopardy for the NCAA tournament? So, again, a lot of questions going in to all of these conference tournaments.
Notre Dame leaving it late, but a 10-0 run from the Irish in the last minute and 29 seconds. This is potentially too little too late, but you've cut it to single digits. Still a minute 29 to go. Kevin Keats' team not home free with that 5th straight win just yet. And another miss on the front end of a 1-and-1. 2 straight misses in a row for NC State. Notre Dame has a pulse. Here's Wirtz. Out of bounds, it'll stay Irish basketball.
Well, I've seen crazier things to close out games, teams not holding double-digit leads. And credit Notre Dame, again, they're hanging around in this game.
With 3 minutes to go, this was a 19-point game, and just like that, 3-possession game. Make it a 7-point game. Nobody there to pick up Mazzona. 12-0 Irish run in the last 2 minutes. NC State trying to hold on for dear life, and a foul committed puts NC State on the line for another 1-1, and they've missed the last 2 front ends. Missed it again. 3 front ends missed, and Notre Dame with a real shot here. 1 minute to go, trailing by 7. Goodwin hard to the hole, rejected at the rim, and it's NC State basketball. That's the call on the floor. They're obviously going to take a look at this at the monitor. But the Wolfpack are sputtering down the stretch. No points in the last 2 minutes and 41 seconds, and that has allowed Notre Dame to erase a 19-point lead to just a 7-point lead. Who is this off of?
Yeah, hard to tell from that angle right there. Okay, good recovery by Funderburk. Yeah, it's going to be hard, I think, to reverse that one. Looks like it went off of Zona.
And that was the call on the floor. I don't think there's enough evidence to overturn it.
And absolutely, that's the key right there. Is there enough? This is a different angle here. Yeah, I think it's still, from that angle, still looks like Zona. Matt Zona was the last person to touch it. And that is the call.
NC State can't run the baseline. They get it into Funderburk, hands off to Cam Hayes. The freshman's trapped in the corner. Notre Dame does not have to foul here. This could be a 10-second violation. Beverly heaves it to avoid it, and Funderburk slams it home. What was almost a disaster turns into 2 points for the Wolfpack.
And another good read by Sebron that time, knowing they had the advantage.
Three-pointer goes begging, and a foul called. So now NC State shooting 2. They've missed their last 3 foul shots. Only shooting 38% from the floor, 3 for 8. And that poor foul shooting let the door open for Notre Dame. As we remind you, the ACC Women's Tournament semifinals on Saturday right here on the ACC Network, noon and 2:30 Eastern Time, and then the finals over on ESPN 2 on Sunday. Hayes makes both from the line. Notre Dame has to hurry. Ryan goes up with it. And that's a travel. A career high 20 points for Cam Hayes to lead all scorers tonight. The freshman point guard's been outstanding, and all the Wolfpack need to do is inbound this ball and make it 5 straight wins in the ACC to close out what is likely their regular season. The game against Virginia Tech canceled earlier today on Saturday, so this will likely be it for Kevin Keats' team.
And Jay, the freshman. Yes, Jericho Helms, Funderburk, and Bates were solid in this game, but this game really, to me, was about the progress that the freshmen under Kevin Keats have made. Hayes was really outstanding in this game. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Sebron, 17, 13 rebounds. My goodness, a double-double for the freshman. It was just a fantastic performance by these young players for NC State, and that's the difference for them right now. They're believing, you talked about it, but the progress and how well these freshmen are playing has been huge for them in this win streak.
Career highs for both Cam Hayes and Darion Sebron, 20 points and 17 points respectively for those talented freshmen. And Kevin Keats will leave South Bend with a 5th straight victory in the ACC, and 4 of those wins have come on the road. Now this is March, and NC State playing as good basketball as anybody in the ACC. We show you again the projected bracket if the season ended today. Now, if Duke loses to North Carolina over the weekend and NC State does not play a game because their game against Virginia Tech was again canceled, the Wolfpack have the opportunity to move into that 8-9 game.
Wow. I mean, look, that middle line, and you throw in NC State, there's some important games. You look at a team like Syracuse, Duke, Clemson, obviously North Carolina and Georgia Tech. They certainly, I think, are going to have to at least win one game in the ACC tournament to feel comfortable about their chances of advancing to the NCAA tournament. But this should be really fun as we watch this end of the season play out going into ACC tournament.
Now this is ACC Network basketball presented by Food Lion. Coming up at the top of the hour, it'll be Florida State, the number 11 team in the country, taking on Boston College. For our game tonight, for people that might be tuning in early to that game, NC State an 80-69 victory on the road against Notre Dame, and it was all about these 3 freshmen, Malcolm.
Well, impressive. They did it in a variety of ways. Here, showing off the three-point range. Hayes in transition, making the right reads. Shaquille Moore got involved in the action. Excellent ball movement. Jay, it was just impressive all around, not just offensively, but defensively as well, too. They had their hand in making it difficult for Notre Dame on the offensive end right here. Steal and then unselfish play. It was impressive all around, and Kevin Keats has to be pleased with the progress that his young players have made.
Now, both Cam Hayes and Darion Sebron, those numbers go down as career highs, but 45 points from the freshman class. The future so bright for Kevin Keats. This team, again, losing their leading scorer, Devin Daniels, just an unbelievable story. Could have easily thrown in the towel on this season, and instead they have potentially finished the regular season on a 5-game win streak, 4 of those wins coming on the road, including tonight. An 80-69 victory for the Wolfpack over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For our terrific ACC Network crew, my partner Malcolm Huckabee, I'm Jay Alder saying so long from South Bend.